So, hello students. In the last lecture, we studied this types of irregularities, which is horizontal irregularities and vertical irregularities, right? So here there are remain some types of irregularity is pending. So we starting with this third one. Last time we see that mass irregularity, right? So this is the third irregularity, which is called vertical geometric irregularity, right? So when the horizontal dimension of the building in any story is more than 1.5 times that's in an adjacent story, so that then the building is said to have vertical geometric irregularity, right? For example, L2, which is greater than 1.5 L1, when L2 is a horizontal dimension of the building, and another L1 is a adjacent story, right? Dimension of this another story. So the solution of this problem is the total separation of building blocks in the plan to make the building regular, right? So also you show in this figure there is no continuity in this structure, right? So mass distribution or vertical geometric is not continuous, and that's why uh, vertical geometric irregularity present in this building. Next is in plane discontinuity, right? So as shown in figure, in plane offset of the lateral force resisting element, which is greater than the length of those element, which means B, which is greater than A, right? So in the building with in-plane discontinuity and located in a seismic zone 2, the lateral drift of the building under the design lateral force shall be limited to 0.2% of the building height and seismic zone 3, 4 and 5. So buildings with in-plane discontinuities shall not be permitted, and this criteria or this will be given, this is given in this IS codes, Indian Standard Code, right? So its figure shows this discontinuity in vertical elements resisting lateral force, right? Here L0, which is greater than 0.2 LW, right? In the very next irregularity is out of plane offsets. So discontinuity of lateral force path. For example, out of plane offset of the element of the uh, SFRS, right? So this shows indicate the bottom force, and another building is show this top floor. Bottom floor and top floor has not similarity because uh, as you shown in figure, there is a discontinuity here. And the very next is discontinuity in capacity or weak story, right? So in that in this uh, it also we covered in this vertical layout of building. So much the earthquake force developed at different floor levels in the building, so it need to be brought down along the height to the ground by the shortest path. So any deviation or discontinuity in this load transfer path result in a poor performance of the building. So buildings with the vertical setbacks, uh, like the hotel buildings with a few story wider than the rest, cause a sudden jump in an earthquake force at the level of discontinuity. So the building that have fewer columns or walls in a particular story or with unusually tall story tends to damage or collapse, which is initiated in that story. So many buildings with an open ground story intended for parking collapse or were severely damaged in Gujarat during 2001 Bhuj earthquake. So building on a slopy ground had unequal height of columns along with the slope, which also caused the ill effects like twisting and damage in shorter span. So buildings with columns that hang and float on the beam at intermediate story and do not go all the way to the foundation So it have discontinuity in load transfer path, right? So some buildings have reinforced concrete walls to carry earthquake loads to the foundation. Building in which these walls do not go all the way to the ground but stop at the upper level are liable to get several damage during earthquake. And for that there is a criteria given in this IS code, which is story shear strength which is less than in the story above, which means because of the storage shear strength less than the story above, there is a discontinuity in this building, right? So storage shear strength is equal to total of all the elements of the SFRS in the direction considered. So the shear strength of all the story are designed as the same, right? So that we can avoid this discontinuity. Next is guidelines for efficient resistant structural design, right? So first is the design of building should be based on seismic code IS 1893 part 1 2002, and another is IS 13920 1993. These two codes are generally a design of building which is based on the seismic codes. So we refers these two codes. So in the in the very next lecture we continue with this type of example, earthquake resistant. We design this earthquake resistant building example so that you can keep this both codes, right? So for that you can easily calculate the examples, right? So remember that I think its e-copy is also available, so you can download it, and whenever you solve the example you have this two code, right? For second one is integral action of the soil foundation superstructure system. The different elements of the whole substructure and superstructure system should be tied together so that they can work as a single unit, so that we can avoid this earthquake, any earthquake effect, right? The building should be light in weight and avoid unnecessary masses. Next is the structure should not have a large height by width ratio. As we showed, this all type of guidelines we was also covered in this type of irregularities, right? Which is horizontal and vertical irregularities. So many of them is we also covered in the above criteria, right? The load bearing elements should be uniformly distributed. If it should not be uniformly distributed, hence you know that the building will collapse immediately, right? Collapse or maybe several damages are there. So columns and walls should be continuous and without offset from the roof to the foundation. The structure should have a low center of mass relative to the ground. The structure should not be large in length, nor they have a large plan area. It's also called a horizontal irregularity, right? We see this irregularity. The beam should be free of offsets. Columns and beams should be coaxial. Beams and columns should be of equal widths. Avoid ground floor soft story. We also learn in the very last irregularity, right? Soft story, weak story. This structure should be designed as per strong column, big beam theory, right? The infill construction in RC building should be duly accounted for structural analysis. Shear walls should be employed for increasing stiffness are uniformly distributed in both principal directions. There should be greater emphasis on the quality of the construction. The structure should have a balanced lateral resistance. The structure should have a uniform floor heights. There should be uniform distribution of mass stiffness, and strength, avoiding the formation of the soft stories. The structure should be ductile as far as possible. Okay, so in the next topic, we see that assumptions in earthquake resistant design. There are three assumptions, right? First is IS 1893 Part 1 2002, Clause 6.2 gives assumption for the earthquake resistant design of structures which are as follow. Earthquake causes impulsive ground motions which are complex and irregular in character, so changing in period and amplitude, each lasting for a small duration. So therefore, resonance will not occur as it would need time to build up such amplitudes. So these are the first assumption. Second one is earthquake is not likely to occur simultaneously with wind or maximum flood or maximum sea waves, right? The third one is the value of elastic modulus of materials for dynamic analysis is taken as the same as for static analysis, right? So these all are assumptions for the earthquake resistant design of building, guidelines for efficient resistant design of building, types of irregularities, which is horizontal irregularity, vertical irregularity, right? So we all covered this theory portion, right? So in the very next portion, we learn that how we calculate the example and what are the terms we would consider in these examples. So first one is the fundamental period of building. So when building pulled with rope tied at its rope, so when we cut out when we cut this rope, when first we pull this rope with the and and suddenly we cut the rope. So with the time of cutting of the rope, oscillation of the building is like this in this like in this figure, right? So your building is oscillating left or right, just like inverted pendulum model, right? So first here its original portion standing there. When we pull this pendulum and when this pull this pendulum and when we leave it, then it's oscillate from left to right, right? So free vibration responses of a building, the back and the forth motion is a periodic, so that's why omega n is equal to under root is k divided by m, and Tn is equal to 2 pi by omega n. So this, I think this period, fundamental period of fundamental main equation period Tn is equal to 2 pi divided by omega n, where omega n is equal to under root k by n. So this you should also learn this terms already in this above semesters, right? So the time taken in seconds for each complete cycle of oscillation, for example, one complete back and forth motion is the same and it's called fundamental natural period T of the building. So T depends on the building flexibility and mass. So more the flexibility, the longer is the T, and more the mass and the longer is the T, right? So, in general, taller buildings are more flexible and have a larger mass and therefore have a longer fundamental time period. On the contrary, low to medium high-rise buildings generally have a shorter T, right? So we stop this lecture here. If you don't understand any of this term or definitions or uh, whatever your problem with, your contact me, right? So I can easily solve your problems. So in the very next lecture, you can you must keep the three things. First is this two type codes, one which is IS 1893 part 1 2002, and second is IS 13. If you don't understand what are the codes, so here I will show this IS 1893 Part 1 2002 and IS 13920 1993. These two codes. Second is your Kelsey. These three things you must keep while you are calculating the example, right? So we understand that terms of examples, and right. So if you have any difficulty, so you can easily contact me, or